This is practice exercise 2. I will do this practice exercise in Java. You're welcome to do it in any other language. I'm going to do this one in Java, and I'll do all the exercises in different languages to kind of give you a smattering of different languages and ways that you can approach these. Any of these can be done in any language, and I do recommend that you try some of these in the various languages. What we're going to do in this exercise, we want to check if a number is a binary number or not. So does it contain only binary digits or not? So a binary number is one that only has digits that are zeros and ones. For example, 1010 is a binary number. However, 1234 has numbers that are not 1 and 0. Therefore, it's not binary. So 1 is binary, 10 is binary, 100 is binary, but 102 is not binary. 101 is, 102 is not. So again, a binary number only has 0 and 1 values in any of the places. So that's the idea for this. We've got two test cases here that make this pretty simple, pretty straightforward to get solved. I'm going to help you set up the test. It's up to you to figure out how to solve it. So we're going to do this in Java. And in Java here, there's a few different ways that I can do this. You can do a web application, you can do background service. I'm going to keep all of these fairly simple. We're just going to do this as either a console app or a class library. Either way, it's going to be a quick start. So I'll do this through Maven. All right, so let's go up to our commands up here and we'll look for Maven. And we want to add a new project. I'm going to do the quick start. Quick start is good for either console app or class library. So we'll just do a quick start here. Latest version, let's do this com.lucenterry this is the white belt exercise, or the white belt, gold belt practice. So let's say white, gold, practice. And this is number is binary. Let's do, number is binary is fine. So that'll be the artifact is just number is binary, so the last part of that. So hopefully you're following along. Definitely create this as you go. I'm going to move this into my delete me folder here. And this is going to create a folder automatically, so that's perfect. So I'll trust that workspace and continue. As this opens up, it is going to ask me a couple of questions. I'm just going to confirm those. It's the version number and then a final confirmation. All right, so I'm going to leave the version number default. I'm not worried about it. And this last one is just confirming. You can hit enter again. It will open that up, and then I'm going to say yes, open up this folder. And then here we go. We've got the project open here. So let me head back to the README, and I'm going to copy this in so we have access to it. All right, so here's our README again. So we need to create these as tests. So let's go and open up our test file, app test. Let's rename this to, this is a binary verifier, binary number. So it's a number investigator. It's a number inspector. Because we're inspecting. So what I'm doing is I'm thinking through synonyms for this to try to come up with a good name. So it's a number inspector that we're using to verify if it's a binary number or not. So I like that. So let's call it number inspection tests. All right, so let's format everything. I'm going to get rid of some comment lines. We don't need these. So just what I do. So if you hit Control A, that'll select all. Control KF will format this for you. So it'll make sure everything is formatted. So again, Control K and then F, and then Control Shift P opens up the command. And I like everything to be in tabs. So I just make sure to hit Convert Indentation to Tabs. If you don't see that, you can type tabs and you'll see it in your list and you can click it. All right, so we've got that. And let's just do a test of number inspection, example 1, because we're just basically going through the first example. So input is going to be 1010. So we'll say int n equals 1010. And then our expected output equals true. We do expect that to be that case. So here we need to figure out how we're going to call into this thing. So let's create a number inspector. So we'll just say var number inspector equals new number inspector. And then we'll simply call in, we'll say Boolean is binary equals number inspector dot is binary, and then we'll give it in. So we're going to say, here's the number n. Is this binary, true or false? And then finally, we will just assert equals that the expected matches is binary. So that's our first test. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do the other test. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and false. We'll simply copy this test. We'll say example 2, and I'm only calling it example 1 and example 2 because that's what we have in the README file or the MD file. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we expect it to be false. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now we do have some errors here. Let's go ahead and look into these errors real fast. Oh, I've got I do have a problem with the JRE version. I've got 21 and it wants 1.7. I do need to update that. So let's go and update these values here. You may need to do the same thing. Your Java version number may be different. So whatever this number is here, you'll need to change it to that. Save that. Make sure you say yes to synchronize the class path and configuration. There we go. Now we're getting the errors I was expecting. So we need a number inspector class, and I'm just going to repurpose app.java. You can leave app.java if you want this to be a console application. I'm just going to do this as a test. So I'm going to get rid of app.java. We'll call it number inspector. Again, we'll reformat and then convert to tabs. I'm going to get rid of this comment line, and we're going to get rid of main. We don't want main. So there's our number inspector class. We need an isBinary method, so I'm going to tell it to generate that method. Assert equals. I need to change that. There we go. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let me make sure you can see all the code. Pause if you need to go ahead and write this down. But that's basically the code for our test. Looking at our number inspector, this is going to be what does the actual work. So we'll do this, set this up, and I'm just going to return false. It is going to fail. And now we're set up. Now your code needs to go in here in this return false. Let me actually, instead of returning false, let me throw an error. So let me get back to where it was. I'm going to throw this exception. And so again, you can leave this code exactly as it is. I think this is a good way to go. This will make sure that both tests fail. So let's go and run these real fast and prove that. Sure enough, both of them fail. So your goal now that you have the test set up, is to remove this line of code inside your code and get it to work. Good luck.